Hello friends, welcome to the Plant Science Forum. Now in this video we are going to talk about vernalization, its concept and significance. Clippard, a scientist, in 1857 while working on the wheat, he realizes that not only the photo period but also the requirement of low temperature during the early stages of growth is essential for the flowering. He also noticed that the winter wheat variety can be converted into spring wheat variety by the application of low temperature. Later on, this conversion phenomena of winter wheat into the spring wheat by the application of chilling treatment is called as vernalization, and this term is given by Lysenko in 1928. Now this cold stimulus or chilling treatment is pursued by the various plant parts, various body parts of the plant. Now just look for the example. In case of henbane, it is the apical meristem which take the stimulus. In case of rye, it is the fragment of embryo, or in case of lunaria, the dividing cells of leaves. If you are looking at this image, then this is the root apical meristem and the upper is the shoot apical meristem. And here you can see the embryo. Just a minute. This is the embryo and leaves and other root parts. So these are the various organs of the plant body which actually perceives the cold stimulus. Now this cold stimulus ultimately produces the floral hormone. Now this floral hormone is known as vernalin. Now in the experiment it is also found that the vernalin synthesized in one plant can be transferred to the other plant. So here one experiment is done where one plant which is exposed to the cold treatment, it shows the synthesis of vernalin, and when this treated plant is grafted to other plant which is not cold treated, in this case also the non-treated plant shows the flowering. That means vernalin is a kind of hormone which is synthesized in one plant can be transferred into another plant. Now, what are the conditions for vernalization? Of course, the age of plant, it also affects the vernalization. The sensitive age is different in case of different species. The temperature range for the vernalization ranges from 0 to 6 degrees Celsius, but beyond -4 degrees Celsius and positive 7 degrees Celsius, the treatment is ineffective. Vernalization is also an aerobic process and it requires energy. So in absence of oxygen, cold treatment is ineffective, and the adequate amount of water is needed for the plant to show flowering during the vernalization process. Now in the mechanism, various theories are proposed that how a plant is get transferred from one variety into another variety, or how it shows the effect of cold treatment on the flowering. So one of the theories is phasic development theory. According to this theory, growth and development are considered as two different phenomena, and the development of annual plants, seed plants, consists of various series of phases. It has also stated that unless and until one stage or one phase is completed, other cannot begin. So the ending of one phase is essential for beginning of another. In case of annual plants, there are two phases. One is the thermophase, another is the photophase. Thus, just in case of winter wheat, when low temperature is provided, so it completes the thermophase, and after the completion of thermophase, the plant gains the photophase, and thus the plant moves from its vegetative phase to the flowering phase. In another theory, which is a hormonal theory, in this theory it is said that when plant is treated to given a cold treatment, then a molecule A, which is a precursor, is get converted into a B, which is a thermolabile molecule, and after the cold treatment, if normal temperature is maintained, then it forms a C molecule, and which result into the formation of flowering. But if after the given cold treatment and the formation of thermolabile B molecule, a high temperature is provided, then the synthesized hormone which actually induces flowering, it get destabilized or it get destroyed, and that's why flowering is not observed. So this phenomenon where the vernalized plant get devernalized because of application of higher temperature, this is called as devernalization. Now what actually devernalization means, let's again see. Here you have to understand that chilling effect, it is not a permanent effect. So low temperature which is being provided, it can be nullified if the plants is immediately given a high temperature. So this nullification is known as devernalization. During devernalization, the product of chilling treatment which is formed, it get destroyed before it get converted into a stable form. And this devernalization is also not a permanent effect. Devernalized plant can be revernalized, or you can say vernalized, by subsequent cold treatment. So the effect of cold treatment or the heat treatment is not a permanent effect. They both can be nullified or interchanged by the application of reverse temperature. So vernalization and gibberellin. Gibberellin is known to replace the effect of low temperature in biennial plants. Example given is henbane. In this, a gibberellin treatment causes plant to flower even during the vegetative growth phase. Since the hormone vernalin is not isolated or identified till date, so it is assumed that the product of cold treatment, the hormone which induces flowering, it could be a gibberellin or the mixture of various gibberellins. So here gibberellin is identified as a replacement for low temperature treatment. So likewise, vernalization has various significances, because by giving a low temperature treatment, a cold resistance of plant can be increased. It reduces the vegetative period and it directly induces the flowering. The cold treatment given also increases the resistance of plant toward the fungal disease. It helps to improve the crop varieties and the yield and vigor of crops. And vernalization subsequently can convert winter variety into a spring variety. So this is all about vernalization, its concept and significance. I hope you might have understood the topic. If you have any question, please free to ask. Thank you.